the Hebrew language, the word Eser means 10. And groups of 10 are interesting in the Bible because when Moses was attempting to lead the people of Israel, they, in their thousands, treated him like someone who was leading a small group. They wanted to all come individually with their various small, medium, and large issues. And the wisdom that came to him through his father-in-law Jethro was the Eser, and that his people are going to be organized in tents, and someone is going to go to the leader of their Eser for their minor issues, and if it's bigger than that, they're going to bring it to the leader of theirs and theirs and theirs, and finally, big issues would arrive at Moses. That's not the most important aspect of this. The house church is described in the second chapter of Acts, where the church was meeting both in the temple and in houses. They would meet in each other's homes, and they would eat, and they would break bread, and they would laugh, and they would sing, and they'd share each other's struggles and lives. So if you take your God-given mind and imagine a world where Christianity as we understand it is outlawed, and we talked in the previous video about churches being shuttered and abandoned, and the public practice and the virtue signaling of Christianity being virtually gone. Imagining maybe the situation of the underground church in China becoming the situation here. We're already receiving government guidance about sizes of groups for gathering, and those numbers fluctuate, but it's basically they want the group that lives in your home to be the only people you associate with unless you have to go somewhere. And so that becomes fairly analogous to an Eser, a group of 10 or less that eat together, that talk together, that share each other's lives. I don't think an Eser has to be your blood relatives. We know that throughout most of the modern and especially suburban church, people tend to align based on interests, not geography or biology. We're the people that, after our Bible study, we want to watch sports, or after our Bible study, we want to work on cars, or fill in blank. If there was an oppressive government entity trying to find things that look like churches, smells like a church, acts like a church, sounds like a church, what would pass under the radar is Eser-like groups that met in homes that sang quiet songs, had Bible studies that were not without mics and PAs and sound systems. Something that would look just a lot like, a gathering of friends or family in a home is something that is more likely to pass under the radar of any government persecution. Now, the issue of trust becomes significant because as we look at China and say, maybe that is our future, maybe not, the government entities that want to shut down the underground church try to find spies, trying to find traitors, and bribe them to, okay, where are they meeting this week? Whose house, which apartment, who's the ringleader? And so, of your 10, one was a Judas. So, and then that could put 9 people in jail. And then the practice of that group's faith is happening from within the jail. And that expression of Christianity is criminalized. So, if future events take away your normal practice of religion, normal practice of building and worship and preacher and crowds and handshaking, do you have 10 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 12 believers that you trust, that you can meet with for fellowship, for communion, to worship, to study the Word, without the auspices or sense of structure, sense of safety that comes from we're going to a building today. You have brothers and sisters that don't think it's real church if people meet in homes. You have brothers and sisters like that right now. Whether or not they'll admit it when they meet someone who is attending a house church, but generally it's not a major topic they bring up, and they can't defend it theologically more than just it feels weird. And it's easy to defend that in a structure of people that all agree with that. So, the next important relationship to consider in relation to your faith in the coming persecution in the end times church is your Eser. Do you have 10 believers around that, maybe less, maybe more, who you trust in a world where maybe faith gets you arrested, open profession and practice of Christianity gets you arrested, that you would meet in homes with to sing and pray and break bread and study the Word and share each other's struggles. If I have blessed you or encouraged you, please like and subscribe.